Hi, I'm Tiffany, and I'll be sharing with you some ideas for using interactive strategies and lesson activities on your smartboard. Have you ever wanted to share small pieces of information with students at a time, maybe help them focus? Well, Smart can help you with that. Smart Notebook has something called Hide and Reveal activities that you can put into your lessons to help your students focus on small pieces of material at a time. There's 3 different techniques using Hide and Reveal activities that we're going to talk about today. Specifically, we're going to go through the Move and Reveal activity, the Order and Reveal activity, and an Erase and Reveal activity for your students. This is an example slide showcasing all 3 techniques of the Hide and Reveal strategies. The first one is the Move to Reveal, the Order to Reveal, and the Erase to Reveal. When you use a Move to Reveal technique, what you do is you create a box to hide your answer. In this case, it's a social studies lesson, and the question is, where is King Tut's tomb? The teacher has hidden the answer behind this box. So I move to reveal the answer, the Valley of the Kings. An Order to Reveal technique uses the same box, and in this case, a dashed line to signal that there's an answer hidden here. What they've done is they made the text the same color as the background, and using the order of the boxes, the text box is ordered on front of the shaded box. So using that filled shape behind the text, it shows the white text of the answer, the Valley of the Kings. The third strategy is the Erase to Reveal. How this works is you insert the answer, the Valley of the Kings. You use a white pen, in this case, to cover the background, to cover the answer, and the students would simply pick up the eraser and erase to find the answer, the Valley of the Kings. Let's walk through each of these strategies individually. So the first strategy, again, is the Move to Reveal. So in this case, I have my answer in a text box, the Valley of the Kings. I'm going to select my text box just to make sure that it's locked. When I know my text box is locked, I know that when I move a shape around it, that I'm not going to accidentally move my text box, or students won't move it either. So now what I'm going to do that I know that it's locked is that I'm going to go up to my tool panel, I'm going to select Shape, Rectangle, and in this case, I'm going to use the properties here to select the color of that box. And in this case, I'm going to make it a dark red color. Using my finger as the cursor, I can now drag in a diagonal to create a shape to hide my answer. Going back to my Select tool, I can now use my finger to move the box to reveal the answer, the Valley of the Kings. The second strategy or technique for Hide and Reveal activities is the Order to Reveal. In this case, again, I have my answer, the Valley of the Kings. What I want to do is I want to make the text box, the text of this box, the same color as the background. For this example, the background color of the slide is white, so I want to make the text white. If, for example, the background color of this slide was blue, I would make the text blue so that it blends into the background. So once I have my text box selected, I'm going to go up into my toolbar, and using the properties, I'm going to change the color of this text to white. Now that text is hidden. Now what I want to do is I want to use, in my tool panel, the shapes. In this case, a rectangle. I'm going to change the line style to a dashed line. And I'm going to make that line color a dark blue. And I'm going to signal that this is where my answer is hidden. Now, as the final step, I need to create a filled shape to use to order behind that white text that I've created. So again, using the Shape tool in the tool panel, I'm going to select a rectangle. I'm going to use that same maroon filled box. And then what I need to do is go back to my Select tool, select the shape that I've created, and use the drop-down menu and use the Order button to send this box to the back. By doing that, I'm making sure that when I drag this box, it's going to go back or behind the white text that I've created. So now, when I drag this box here, it shows and reveals the answer to students, the Valley of the Kings. The third technique for hide and reveal is the erase to reveal. And in this case, again, I have my answer, the Valley of the Kings. I'm going to select it to see that it's locked, and it is. What I'm going to do now is go to select a pen from my tool panel. So I select the pens. I want to make the pen color the same color as my background. So I select the color panel, and I'm going to select white. Now I'm going to use a white pen. To make the process a little easier and faster, I'm going to go to the Line Styles tab, and I'm going to select a thicker pen just to make it a quicker process. Now using my finger as the pen, I can hide my answer with white pen, again to match the background. So I chose white to match the background. Again, if my slide was red, I'd use a red pen so it would blend in. Now students can come to the smartboard, simply pick up the eraser, and erase to reveal the answer, the Valley of the Kings. Why would you use a hide and reveal activity like this in your classroom? Well, there are a couple of reasons. It activates prior knowledge for students so they can see something that they already know to reveal an answer to a question they do not know. It focuses student attention on one piece of material at a time. And it also adds to the student engagement of your lessons. Students can come up to the board, reveal answers. Also, it adds variety to your lessons, especially if you use the 3 different hide and reveal techniques and not the same hide and reveal technique repeatedly. So what would this look like in a classroom? This is an example that I have for my language arts classroom. We do a 7th grade unit on the short story writer of O. Henry. So in this case, I'm using the order to reveal technique. I have a filled shaped box that I use to put behind white text to reveal some of the titles of his short stories. And we are going to recreate this for his final short story here. The title of that story is After 20 Years. What I'm going to do first is select the text box, and I'm going to use the properties in my tool panel to change the color of that text, again to white, to match the background color of the slide. Then I'm going to use my shape tool in my tool panel, a rectangle. I'm going to change the line style to a dashed line. And in this case, I'm going to make it dark blue to match my slide to signal where my answer is hidden. Now I'm going to recreate this box. So I'm going to delete the one I had here and show you how I got that there. So I'm going to use my shape tool in my tool panel, select rectangle. In this case, I now want it filled, so I'm going to select a fill color of dark blue. And here's my dark blue box. I'm now going to select my box. Oops. Go back to my select key. Get rid of this little one. So I use the drop-down menu, hit delete. That's one of the things I always tell people is that make sure you go back to the select tool, something I always forget. So I go back to my select tool. Now I can select my box, use the drop-down arrow, and I'm going to go to order, and I'm going to send this to the back. And the reason I want to do that is so when I drag it behind my white text, the white text shows up on the front of this filled box. So now that I have that, I can now drag the box behind the answer to reveal the answer to my students using the order to reveal. So now it's your turn. How could you use a hide and reveal activity in your classroom? I think it would add a great value of engagement and variety to your lessons, so give it a try.